Hello, welcome to the chat. Sherry, can you hear me, Sherry? I think you can because my icon is doing stuff. So get your questions in for Bakersfield. I'm going to be calling either later this week or sometime next week. So I want to give everybody an opportunity that if there's some question that you have that you want to ask about the Bakersfield situation, go ahead and get it in now. Since the list has suddenly doubled to 77, I'm sure that whoever I get in touch with is not going to want to sit on the phone with me answering a ton of questions. But I'm thinking it's going to be a situation where I'll end up emailing it to them and then giving them time to go through the list and look up stuff and answer, whether the kids have been found or not found, what the circumstances were, if they can give that information. 77. And I mean, I found one as far back as 2010, but I'm not really counting that one, kind of, because other than other than the age and certain my questions, um, I have a ton of questions. I just haven't really sat down and worded them out yet. But I have a general idea of what I'm going to ask. I tend to just when I do stuff like that, like trying to find out something, I kind of tend to just go with the flow of whatever, like the person I'm speaking to. But I'm definitely going to ask them about that building next to that police headquarters. What's in that building is a city building, and I believe it said City Hall Annex. So I'm definitely going to try to find out if that building houses like a foster care office or some type of CPS office, or anything to do with children being, like out of their parental custody and in some type of state or whatever custody, because that's a big cluster of kids to be missing at a city building as their last place that they were known to be. That's kind of, even if it was just one that was missing from a city building, I'd be like, how'd you disappear from a city building? You know, is it a courthouse? Do they have like a small courtroom in there? Um, just whatever. I want to. That's my main thing that I want to nail down is about that building. What's in that building that deals with children? Um, and some of them were uh, last seen at the police headquarters. So what I'm thinking about that is if there's some type of if there's some type of entity in the other building that deals with children, then it's quite possible that instead of using um, that they may just use both the police headquarters address and that entity's address kind of interchangeably when they're talking about missing kids. Or it could be a situation where some kid was taken from an entity in that annex building over to the police department to be transported to like a juvenile detention, and they just booked it out of there. So the last place that they were seen was at the police department. I mean, there's so many possibilities. But I think the main thing that I really want to nail down is what's in that building where that cluster is. And I'm gonna throw these two names. I'm gonna throw a couple of names out there if you guys want to do a little looking and digging, because I found a few names where I think, based on like dates and time spans, that they could be siblings. Because remember, we found those two kids. I think those were the Velasquez kids that were missing from that same address, not far from the police headquarters. And we were tossing around the idea of maybe that was a foster home or something, and both of them had been placed in that foster home. But for siblings, I came up with Aiden Estrada. That's Ayden Estrada, and Madison Estrada. Aiden is 15 and Madison is 17. They both came up missing on 12/4/2019. The other possible sibling set, I have Roxana Jones and Jada Jones, regular spellings. They are 15 and 16. They came up missing. Roxana went missing on 7/23/22, and Jada went missing on 7/24/22, the very next day. Uh, then I have, but I'm not sure if they're going to be related. Now, they disappeared. These two disappeared about a month apart. And the only thing that kind of suggests that they might be kin is that they have the same last name. And when I looked at their pictures, they favor each other. So that's going to be Christina Carino, KhrystyaCarreno, and Manuel Carreno, Manuel. Christina went missing on November 20th of 2020. Manuel went missing September 6th, 2020. So about 2.5 months apart. So the only thing that just suggests siblings on that, like I said, is that they favor each other and they have the same last name. But that's not any kind of concrete evidence. And the other sibling pair I have on here is the one that we thought might be siblings in foster care, and that is indeed Velasquez. That's Philip Velasquez and Lisa Velasquez. Lisa is 14, went missing 10/23/21. Philip is 16, went missing 11/29/20. But they were both from the same spot. So I hope Tammy comes in because I know she's going to have a ton of questions that she wants to ask. Matter of fact, I'm going to go in here and we're going to look at a couple of these missings. Share screen. Let me pull that out so I can keep up with the chat. Okay. So I want to do Carreno. And see if you guys think they favor enough. Okay, so you see these two? The reason I say that they favor each other, I think their eye shape matches. I think the shape of their noses matches. I think the shape of their faces match. With the high cheekbones, the noticeable chin. Hold on, I'm getting messages. Let me send this message real quick. Okay. So that's the two, those two, but they disappeared like 2 years apart almost. November 2020 and January 2022. So a year apart, a year and a couple of months. But they do favor. To me, they do. Let me see something on her. Okay. What was the other ones? Velasquez and Estrada. Okay. We do Estrada. And we're looking at Aiden and Madison. Okay, this is Aiden. Put him over here where you guys can see him. So there's Aiden. Aiden disappeared on December 4th, 2019. And then we have where's Madison? Madison that disappeared on the same day. And they don't really favor, but oh, okay, yeah. These are indeed siblings. Aiden and Madison are Hispanic and white, and then he's listed on hers. So I'm thinking we have 2 for sure and possibly 3 sibling pairs. Questions, people, questions. I'm also going to ask about their policy for sharing information as far as when children are found, because it really kind of bugs me that all these cases have like one little stripped down missing child article and then you don't hear anything else. A couple of them I've come across that had follow up. I think Violet Johnson had follow up, and there was maybe like 2 or 3 other ones. But out of 77 kids, you would think that there would be more that had some kind of follow up or were marked as found and announced that they were found. I know they probably won't be able to tell me. Like, I wouldn't be able to ask specifically about a kid if they were in foster care, because that's probably going to be confidential information. And let me put Madison's over here so you guys can see it. I keep forgetting that it opens it in a new tab, so I need to bring it over to this tab. So Aiden and Madison, they disappeared on the same day in 2019. They're both biracial, white and Hispanic, so I want to say that they're siblings, especially since they're listed together. I'm over here just mellowed out with this music. I don't know why I like this song. It has the weirdest name. It's called Feeding the Ducks. Like, who would have thunk it? Um, I'm not gonna stay on here too long. I really only came to see if anyone had questions that they wanted to put to whomever I speak to at Bakersfield when I call. But this is not your only opportunity. Any live that I do between now and then, you can throw a question out there if something comes to mind. But yeah, I'm gonna ask the basic questions, and like I said, I don't think they're going to sit on the phone and go through 77 cases with me. That's just not going to happen. They probably won't even be willing to go through 5 or 10. So I think it's going to end up being an email situation, and I kind of hate that, because I feel like it's not going to be on a priority list for them to answer about seven, to take the time to look up 77 cases to give me answers when basically, who am I? Hi, Tim. If you got Bakersfield questions you want to add to the list, you can go ahead and post them so that I can write them down. Um, to add to the questions that I'm going to end up asking. But yeah, I think it's not going to be a priority for them to get back to me on it, and I'll probably end up having to like call and pester them and email them all the time just to get a few answers. But I feel like if we can get, even if we can't get answers about all 77 kids on the list, if we can get answers about at least maybe say 10 of them, at least we'll get some kind of idea of what might be going on. You know what I'm saying? We'll at least have better stats. Like we'll know, okay, well, they sent 10 found cases, or they sent 10 cases, they answered 10 cases and 8 of those were found, or 4 of those were found. At least we'll have a better idea of what the stats might be, and then maybe I can come back and ask them again later about another 10 cases. We're just going to play it by ear and see what we get. I don't think that Bakersfield is not on it with these kids, because you see that they didn't give up about the boys, about the West boys. I'm sorry, the Pettis boys, because I just won't. I think they deserve to have their original names. But they didn't give up about that. They're still diligently investigating, even though they have the West in custody and facing trial. So I don't think that these missing kids are not a priority for them. I just don't know how much how much of a priority it will be for them to answer me. But we're gonna try it. My great grandma used to always say, "Nothing beats a failure but a tryer." So we're gonna try it for sure. Ra, how you been? Haven't seen you in a minute. Ra, you have enough points in the store to purchase a video topic. And if you want me to show you how to do that, I can show you how to do that right now. All you do is type exclamation point buy, as in purchase, BUY, space video. Exclamation point buy space video. And you can purchase a video topic. It would end up looking like this. If I can get it in the right window. Get it together, Lynn. And that's how you would type it out. I also put in there, I think for like 100 points, you can buy a personalized shout out during a live. Let's see, Batissimo.com. Yeah, I got that in there. The shout out is for 150 points. And just about everybody is eligible for one of those. Most of my regulars are. B Tim, you're eligible for a personal shout out at the store. Snoop Mom, Tammy, Grandma, Sherry, and Ra. And let's see here. Let me go and find out what exactly you have to type to buy the personalized shout out. That is on a different page. School starts tomorrow. And I will be homeschooling my 2-year-old granddaughter. That's gonna be fun, I think. One shop. Okay. To buy a personalized shout out, Shout. And basically, that's how you do it. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to get out of here for now. And I might come back later. I want to. Your kids go the 6th and you go the 29th. I'm thinking about taking another college course. I just don't know what I want to take. Maybe some more IT stuff, just to give myself something to do. Because really, I haven't been able to work in over a year and a half, and sitting and doing nothing is driving me up a wall. It really, really is. Like I'm really a homebody, but I'm not the type of homebody who doesn't want to ever go out into the public. And right now, my out in the public consists of going to the corner store or going to the grocery store or a doctor's appointment, and that's literally the only time I leave the house. So, yeah, I need something to do. I need something to do badly. Okay, Rob the Creator has purchased a personalized shout out for 150 points. Rob the Creator is an amazing, wonderful subscriber. She is very supportive. Also, she is a creator and she has the most interesting videos on her channel, so you should definitely go and check that out. Rob, if you want to drop the link, you're welcome to. She gives a lot of good insights, makes you think on a different level about a lot of the cases that we follow. And Ra, you are also very much appreciated by the channel. Everyone who sticks in there and comes for my good lives, my bad lives, my short lives, my long lives. And I definitely would not want to lose you as a subscriber. That was impromptu. I'm gonna work on my I'm gonna work on my personalized shout outs. That was just off the top of my head. I'll probably write up something really nice and do it in another live. So, okay, so since you did that, I'm gonna look and see if it adjusted your points. Let me see. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? It is in the. Here we go. Let's see. I'm figuring out Batissimo as we go, so. Okay, so your points haven't been adjusted down yet. I don't even know if it takes points from you. I don't know if it's you just keep stacking the points, or if when you buy something it takes points away. So I'll check it again tomorrow so we can all understand how that works. Right now you still have the same amount of points. Also, if you do indeed still have the same amount of points and you want to buy a video topic, as long as it's in true crime genre, it doesn't matter. It could be a kidnap case, a bank heist, a case that you're interested in but it hasn't been covered a lot, a story that really nobody's heard of, or even a case that everybody's heard of but you have a question about. You can buy a video topic. um, some interesting suggestions in true crime is, they recently did DNA. They sent the samples out for genetic genealogy DNA testing in the John Benet Ramsey case. I have been anxiously awaiting to hear what comes of that. Um, that's really probably the number one case that I'm just super interested in right now. That I just can't hardly wait to see what happens and what the outcome is. I'm glad that somebody thought to do the genetic genealogy testing, because even if it doesn't give solid answers, it could possibly rule out, because they were saying the mom did it, the dad did it, the brother did it. It may very well rule out all three of them. So at least people will know that much. Her family didn't do it. Um, or it will solve the case and say her family did do it. One way or another one, at least we'll have some answers about the family when the genetic genealogy testing comes back. That case has always disturbed me because I find it hard to believe that someone, I don't really find it hard to believe, but I find it slightly difficult to believe that someone broke into this house, was able to go to her room without disturbing anyone else and do whatever they did in the basement. I, but then again, she was a pageant girl. And so there are some weirdos out there that follow the pageant circuit, and she could have had a stalker. So, and stalkers, if you don't know they're the stalker, I mean, they can make friends with your family or whatever. You never know. They might have actually been a regular at that house. I'm going to keep note of that. That's one theory that I have never heard. Hmm. Now that would be interesting. But I do kind of feel like it was somebody who had contact with the family. I don't think it was some random weirdo that broke in their house and did that. It's either the family or it's someone very close to the family, because they came in through the basement window or went out through the basement window. I think it's someone who had firsthand knowledge of that house and the layout, where John Benet's room was, the family's uh, kind of schedule as far as when did they go to bed, when did they wake up, when they were moving about, doing other things in and out of the house. I think it was someone who has firsthand knowledge and some personalized contact with that family. Even if it was someone who came and did work for them at their house, or if they had like a certain handyman that they called for everything, my hot water heater is out, or I broke a window, or whatever. But I do not think it was some random stranger. And one thing that kind of makes me think maybe it was a family member is because we know our house. We know the sounds of our house. We know the sounds of our family. When people walk through the house, I can tell if it's my daughter or my son-in-law. Even with the kids, I know if it's the oldest one, I know if it's the middle one, I know if it's the youngest one, just by hearing their footsteps or hearing the way the house sounds as they're walking. So if it was a family member, that's a sound that's supposed to be in the house. And so even if someone heard it, they probably wouldn't pay that much attention to it, because dad is supposed to be in the house. It's nothing strange for dad to walk around the house, for me to hear him moving about, or mom, or brother, or whoever. So if someone heard one of the other family members moving around in the middle of the night, they probably wouldn't think anything of it. Oh, they're just going to the bathroom. They're just going to get a drink of water or something. You know? So as opposed to hearing a stranger's sound. Guys, I'm so happy I can stream from one device now. I don't have to have like a bunch of stuff hooked up. This is so amazing. This is awesome. And I found some other software that I'm working with to try to learn it, so that I can be able to simultaneously live stream on YouTube and on Facebook, because I kind of want to build up the Facebook page. If it wasn't for this music, I probably would have gotten off of here a long time ago. I'm just really enjoying it and just having kind of a chill, just a chill live. The girls are outside playing in their pool. Man, let me tell you, today I have you ever had a moment where you just I think my granddaughter broke my brain. She's 7, right? They're getting ready to go out in the pool. She comes in and she has this one bathing suit. It's a two-piece, but the top is like a t-shirt. And she's 7, right? She's 7. Please remember, she's 7. She comes in and she says, "Well, Gigi," because she talks like that. "Well, Gigi." I say, "Yes, baby. What do you need?" So, does this thing make me look fat? And I just went completely stupid for a minute. I didn't even know, like, do I answer that? Is she serious? Is she pranking me? I gotta be being pranked. So I'm like, no. And she's like, okay. And she walks off smiling. Like, really? She's 7. Why is she asking me, does her bathing suit make her look fat? I gotta check out what they're watching on TV or something. I don't know, man. That just, wow. Yeah, that one kind of blew me out of the water. Okay, so I'm actually gonna get off of here this time. So we're up to, hey BC, we are up to 77 cases in Bakersfield. We have at least one confirmed set of siblings, one suspected set of siblings, and one set that could possibly be siblings. We have cases going back as far as 2010, but like I said, I'm probably not going to really stress that one because there was not a cluster around that disappearance. Like, that's the only one I found in 2010. I didn't see any in like 2011, 2012, maybe one or two. Uh, yeah, no 2011s or 2012s. The clusters really started to come about 2016 because I see 3 cases in 2016. Then I ended up with 4 in 2017. 2018 and 2019 didn't really have that many. 2019 you had, what am I looking at here? 2, 3, 3. 2021. So really I'm focusing on the 20s, 2021, 22, because hey BC, welcome to the stream. Is this your first time in my lives? But yeah, focusing on the 20s because that's when it kind of kicked up. Sometime this week I'm gonna try to pull it up because it's on the old computer. So I'm gonna just look for it again and go through it. Chris Thorns actually did a Bakersfield video in 2020, I believe, where they had a big bust for sex trafficking. I also came across a story of a girl who fits the demographics for what we've been looking for in Bakersfield, and she was actually held captive in a hotel and trafficked for like 3 or 4 days. And it just so happened that the hotel that she was being held captive at was the target of a sex trafficking sting. And that is how she was released from that whole ordeal. Okay. Glad you decided to chat today. So this isn't something new. Like when I came across it and I thought it was, oh my God, look at this whole rash of disappearing kids. This has been going on for a while in Bakersfield. At least since 2019 is when it really kind of kicked up, and consistently kicking up since then. So it's not new. So what's going on? Where are these kids? Why is there no follow-up? How come nobody's hearing about them being found, safe or unsafe, or however they're found? Why are the police not pushing it? Hey, this kid is missing. We need to find her. Why is there no reward out for any of these kids. Um, because it seems like they would at least advertise the $1,000 that you could up to like $1,000 that you could get from Crime Stoppers. There's no mention of any type of reward, uh, no details about the circumstances of the disappearance. Did they walk away? Did they run away? Did they? I mean, they're calling them runaways, but did they walk away? Or did they go away with someone? Did someone pick them up? Were they in foster care leaving? I mean, there's no real. We just have a skeleton of a case in all these cases. So hopefully we'll be able to put some meat on the bones here. I'm gonna go ahead and get off of here, take a nap, and I'll probably be back tonight. I made a post on the community wall about Margaret. I think her last name is pronounced Ty, and I think I want to do a live about her. It's a cold case, but I think it might be interesting to look at. And if I do that, then it'll be either 7 p.m. or 10 p.m. Guys, please keep an eye on my community page. I do post 5 missing posters a day, every day, and I plan to continue doing that because there are tens of thousands of missing kids in the United States, and if I can get 5 of their faces out there a day, I'm going to do that consistently for as long as I possibly can. And I guess that's really it. I'll see you guys another time. Love you all and goodbye.